Do you struggle to sing in mixed voice? You've got control of the chest and head registers, but the transition between the two is where you are really struggling. Is there a different way to approach mixed voice so that you can gain vocal control? What if we binned vocal registers altogether and instead focused on what's happening at vocal fold level? We're going to do just that. Stick around, I'll explain. Voice lady Lizzy Rushby here. I'm a singer and vocal coach. I coach face-to-face, online via Zoom, and now here on YouTube. I release content every Thursday and Friday, so hit that subscribe button and start jotting down your singing questions to me in the comments. The topic of today's video is there a better way to think of mixed voice? A lot of people struggle with mixed voice, so as a coach I want to help you out with that. I'm going to cover a different way to think about the voice. At the end of the video there will be a bonus exercise that will also help you to develop control when singing in the mix. You've got a bit of singing under your belt and you've probably heard about the vocal register system. You'll have heard of chest register and head register, and then in the transition between the two you'll be passing through a mixed voice. Well, not everyone who teaches voice uses the vocal register system. Now, as a voice tutor myself, I do use the register system. It's very useful because you can feel where the voice is. It makes sense. The voice feels like it's in the chest, or the higher pitches feel like they are in the head. But those register systems are not describing what's happening at vocal fold level. And I personally think that looking at what is happening at vocal fold level could help you to pass more smoothly through the mix. So what is this alternative way of looking at the voice? Well, you've got your vocal folds in the neck. They open when you breathe, they close when you phonate or make a sound. And then the vocal folds themselves, and this is just going to be one little vocal fold here. Sorry, that looked like I was giving the finger, that wasn't. Okay. This little vocal fold here is going to be this band here. What is happening at vocal fold level when we talk about chest voice is that the vocal folds are thickened. And what is happening at vocal fold level when we talk about head voice is that the vocal folds have thinned. So they've gone from thick to thin. Thick to thin. So you can think of passing through the mix as thinning the voice by the appropriate amount at the appropriate time. Really, it's just about gradually shaving the volume. If the volume is gradually diminishing in a controlled way, then your vocal folds are just thinning nice and gradually so that they've transitioned smoothly. Just a gradual thinning, gradual thinning, gradual thinning. Now, what's your default setting for your own vocal folds? Are you a very loud person? If you are, then it could be that your vocal folds love being in a thick setting. That's their go-to, that's what they're comfortable with. So you're going to have to make a lot of effort to thin them out. You'll probably be surprised at just how much you need to focus just to reduce volume. Whereas if your default setting for your voice is a thin setting, your speaking voice is actually just quite thin and gentle, the librarian voice, then thickening the vocal folds is going to take some considerable effort. So thinning and thickening the vocal folds can initially take a lot of concentration and a lot of focus. Let's get stuck into our exercise. If you have a musical instrument, whether that be a piano, a guitar, or a humble pitch pipe, what you want to do is choose some pitches and challenge yourself to go from thick to thin, or another way you could think of it is crescendoing and decrescendoing, having that vocal control so that your vocal folds on any note can thicken up and thin out. Passing through the mix is thinning the vocal folds the appropriate amount at the appropriate time. Now, if you are starting in a lower note that would be more in your chest voice, then the tendency is for the note to want to start thick. So you can challenge yourself to start with a thick sound and thin out. So for instance, it takes a surprising amount of effort to keep the control. If you're starting higher up, the note may want to start thin, and then you can challenge yourself to thicken it up. You can hear my vocal folds fighting for vocal control. It's a simple exercise, but it's much harder than you think to get it to happen smoothly. Just start picking notes and challenging yourself to go from thick to thin, or to go from thin to thick. You might just want to start one way at first. Because you might find it harder one way than the other. So once you've mastered well done, singers. Let me know how you got on with today's exercise in the comments. It's now up to you to assign the appropriate number of practice minutes to bed all of that in. This is a brand new channel, so please like and subscribe. I'm Lizzy Rushby, and we'll sing soon.